Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friend Chaz. We're gonna be having a usual Saturday night live stream, just a casual talk. The disclaimer I keep forgetting to give you all is that we are just chatting here. So don't hold us to anything that we do say. Uh, because we're just chatting, and this is just a live conversation. So if we do make a mistake, do let us know. Um, but Chaz, it's good to see you. It's
Good to
good
see
to
you, Sanjay.
finally catch up with you again. Um,
It's
I know
been a while.
you've had a lot of new watches come through since I've gone somewhat dark on uh, well, just chatting with everyone. Uh,
Yeah, you've had your hands full with a lot of life stuff,
yeah,
and if you blink around a bunch of watchaholics, you miss a bunch of new stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we've
But what's on your wrist tonight?
well, just in honor of the Engineer Wannabe channel and my good friend Sanjay, I'm going with the
Snowflake.
SBGA 211.
Yes.
Um, I've been on a Japanese watch tear. I actually wore for most of the day today. I wore a another Japanese watch. The hey, look, hey Bobby, the this is the I can't remember the reference. It's kind of a long reference, but it's a titanium Citizen, big clunky, chunky dive watch that's made out of super titanium, and um, it's got a Miyota movement in it, so really nice. I've had that on most of the day, but
Yeah,
for the special occasion of being on your channel, I wore the snowflake.
yeah. Hey, thanks so much. And
Yeah,
that Citizen, that's new, right? That's like hot out of
it's
the oven.
this is brand new. I got it in. In fact, I got it in yesterday. Um, I had to order it from Europe. A good friend of ours has been doing a lot of research on the finish, the metal finishing of Citizen watches,
Yeah,
Almond Reviews, and
yeah.
this got high marks from our resident expert. And so
I've heard
he
of his
actually,
channel. Amen.
Yeah.
yeah, he actually found the link for this one. You can't find this one in the U.S. market, but I got an excellent deal on it and got it through a dealer in Spain,
Hmm,
and so got it in on Friday.
cool. And would that wouldn't be considered an Ecozilla or anything, right?
No, this one is actually it has an automatic Miyota nine, one of the 9 series Miyota.
Okay.
So far, really really accurate. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is the rare citizen diver that's uh, not the eco drive, not the solar. It's actually an automatic movement. So,
Hmm. Very cool. Um, Everyone's been on a bit of a Citizen kick lately. I have not been infected yet by that. Probably
I've
because
been I've been immunized against it too. So,
yeah. Oh, that's good. How are you immunized, Bobby?
well, I mean, it's like herd immunity. Everybody else was getting citizens, so I got it without buying it. So that's
Right.
how it happened.
Right. Well, that's good. It's good to see you, Bobby. And how are you
Yeah,
getting
I
much
felt
sleep?
like I had to be verbally committed because I kind of made Chaz like come to
I'm
his schedule. So I
I'm
was like, you know what, I don't want to be yeah like a
I'm
guy that
glad
just
I'm glad
fights off.
Bobby came since he was responsible for me being here. So he manned up and came too. So and I know his time is in short supply these days with his life situation. So
There we
oh,
go.
looky
Yeah.
here.
Dan,
We
hey,
got Dan. Good to see you, Dan.
good evening.
Bobby,
How you doing?
what's on your wrist?
So actually, this is my latest one. I don't think because I've been here for I haven't been on this chat for some time showing watches, but speaking of kind of relates to today's topic too. But
No. Oh,
Mm,
hey.
So
Snoopy.
this is the Hodinky Bamford collab. That was a couple
Wow.
months ago. The 250 piece one, and you can see Woodstock is the GMT hand right there. I don't know if you can see
Oh yeah.
Woodstock there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep, yep. So yeah, it's a really nice piece of Salida movement. The only thing, the drawback is it doesn't have a seconds hand, running seconds hand. But other than that, this is a really good. This is my only GMT watch. So
Wow.
Do you find it easy to read?
yeah. I mean, let me say, not as easy as like like I know Daniel, you're more of a like it has to be clean, and I would agree this is
Well,
not
because
as clean as other.
I feel like the arm length difference is kind of subtle.
Hmm.
You're right. I would say it's the good thing is either two times right that I'm going to see. When I see it, it's either right now it's not running as well, but it's not as. I wish this hand was a little longer, and maybe even
So
if
is
it
that
was,
showing like 11:35 or something like that? Or whatever.
yeah, 11:35.
Okay. All right. So it's not bad then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's. I mean, I feel like with a watch like that, you don't really need legibility. Like it's probably not the top priority there. But
Right.
I do have to say this is one of the few watches. Okay, and I usually people don't like talk to, and I know I'm not generalizing to the crowd here, but they don't talk to us about our watches, right? Like hey, hey, can you stop there? Is that a Citizen, or is that a Grand Seiko, or is that Omega? No, nobody's gonna say that, right, to us.
Yeah.
But wearing this, well, I wore it to work one time, and the kids loved it.
yeah,
Of course.
Like
Yeah.
the
That's
patient, yeah.
totally
So
perfect for
it's
that.
big
Yeah.
enough. The dial's big enough. Snoopy covers the whole dial, so it kind of
Yeah.
is shiny, and so at least kids like it, which is a good thing.
have you worn the Silver Snoopy, the third one, to work?
No, I wore the second one to work, but
Okay.
nothing. Like it's very small, right? Very subtle,
Yeah.
Very
sign.
subtle. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would think that would be really fun if if you wanted to show a kid, you take the
The
watch
back.
off and show the case back with the.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah.
back.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Dan, how are you? How's your weekend so far?
Doing all right.
Yeah, still enjoying
Spending
that
the.
Weiss?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's. I wore it for like 10 days straight,
yeah.
and then I didn't wear it today. Today I'm wearing my tuna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so clean.
Oh, that's really nice. Can you
Yeah,
show it
it's like
again? Because that's
super
a
duper light.
is that a blue hand?
No, so the
Oh,
date
blue date.
window,
Okay, the
the
date
blue
window's
on
blue.
Saturday it's blue, and then Sunday it's red.
Wow.
Hmm.
So
I wish more people would do like that brilliant white with black rather than going with
mm.
the whole faux patina. It's just
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
see that brilliant white, it's so striking. It's so nice.
yeah. The contrast is such a high contrast that
Yeah,
it's so easy to read. I
yeah.
love this thing.
Yeah, even with the SLA 055, they went ahead and did like a pale blue for the bezel.
Mm,
Not ideal. If it was just bright white, it would have been so
mm.
cool. But on my wrist today, I have Grand Seiko Winter.
Mm,
So
beauty.
Nice.
yeah. So let's go ahead and say hi to everyone in the chat. We got Peter here. Good to see you, sir. Easy Clayton, how's it going? Bill K. Marcus, good to see you. Bill K, sorry, good to see you too. Neff, how's it going? BJ, good to see you as well. Bruno, good to see you. That emoji actually shows 9 o'clock. Wow. Alex, how's it going, sir? Lemon, 24-hour on mute for Sanjay. Cool. Thank you. Mez9, how's it going? Good to see you. We got Joey. Good to see you. This is not just a chat. These are binding verbal contracts. Says Neff. Launching Zulu time is what Joey is wearing. Cowboy Swami, how's it going? Good to see you. Waben, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Roy Jr. is here. Kevin Hawthorne is here from Lakeland. Good to see you, sir. Waben actually put down a deposit today for the SBGJ 261.
Nice.
Cool. That's the blue peacock.
Which one is that?
right? That's
Blue
the
peacock,
blue,
Is it?
blue peacock. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good job, Waben.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Congrats. That's coming out September, or
Yep.
estimated for September. Let's see.
What is your opinion of that being? Is that a US only release?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, US only. It is so frustrating.
I was going to ask you the question as a
Yes.
person who's
It's-
like a couple hours north of the border. It's like, is that really just
Yeah.
As a huge Grand Seiko fan too.
Yeah, I mean, it happened with these guys, right? With the Four Seasons, they were all U.S. exclusives, and then
Yep.
Grand
Yeah.
Seiko did a double take or double dip, whatever you want to call it. So you can't really hold Grand Seiko to their word. It's probably maybe in 5 years it won't be a U.S. exclusive anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's really frustrating, but it's also liberating because I am still really happy with my collection. I'm not, chomping at the bit now to get that. Although I'm not a huge fan of the SPGJ 261. We can kind of jump in. I know I didn't say hi to everyone, but we'll get to you there. I know a lot of people have put down a deposit, at least in our circle. A lot of people are going for
Yeah.
this guy. I mean, it's beautiful. The dial
Looks nice.
is absolutely magnificent. I just I had the SBGJ 201, which is the Mount Iwate white dial, and it's the exact same case. If you guys can go back and get it, it's a screamer of a deal if you can find one, which it shouldn't be too hard. But this one is just, I know it's going to be too thick. I know I'm going to have, I know I'm going to have trouble with it on my wrist, and so that is
How thick is it? Is it 12?
close to 14.
13? Close to 14. Okay.
Yeah, it might be over 14 actually. I
Yeah.
can't quite remember.
It's thick. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if Worn and Wound did. Nope, Worn and Wound doesn't do the monochrome spec list at the bottom. But an interesting thing that not a lot of people have covered this story.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It is. There's
No,
no big. None of the major outlets have picked it up,
Mm-hmm.
which leads me to believe that Grand Seiko didn't pay to have it promoted.
Yeah.
So if it's the same dimensions as your white one, it's 14 millimeters thick.
Yeah. Yep. So I know I can't do that. I had that white one for 7 months, so that's pretty long for me.
That's long for you. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, after I got a taste of some nice thin watches, it just felt so clumsy on my tiny wrist.
Yeah.
I know someone with a bigger wrist should be able to pull it off, but for me, that 44 GS case needs to be in that, the quartz sweet spot, which is around
Yep.
11 or 12. And then I'm able to really enjoy it. But
this is where I'm going to have Sanjay turn back on his word. Do you still want that Omega Gray Side of the Moon, Speedmaster?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Just want to make sure.
That's a thick one too,
14.5. Yeah, 14.7 millimeters.
Oh, but it doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't wear like it.
Yeah, you said thin watches. I'm just trying to pull up,
See, okay,
it's ceramic.
I know-
It's ceramic. It's light. It's a different case. You're absolutely right. I was just
Yeah.
trying to make the thickness. It's so different because of the cases and the materials and all that.
Yeah,
Completely
and
agree.
and that guy, this guy, if it's anything like the one that I did have, this guy's gonna be heavy too.
That dial though.
Oh yeah,
beautiful
the
dial.
dial is incredible.
I mean, that's
What do you-
hypnotic right there.
What do you guys think about this dial?
It's beautiful as well.
I was
I
in
love
as-
the black one myself.
Yeah,
Yes, the black
The
one.
black one and that one is. If I had your wrist, Sanjay, this would have been probably. I would have been a lot more tempted by this one.
yeah.
I think
I
it's
agree.
gorgeous.
Can you
So
zoom in on that? The picture.
sorry. Oh, absolutely.
It's hard. Okay, if it's hard, then it's okay. Because I know that they were trying to. It's really hard to get articles on these releases anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, this watch, I'm a little torn. Grand Seiko's done their price bump again, and I know I've talked about it ad nauseum, but the SBGK 009, which is a watch I almost bought, but I missed out on. I missed out on it so that I could get the SBGY 003. So I don't regret missing out on it. But that one was way cheaper, like $1,500 cheaper than this one.
Yeah, but this comes with the bracelet and the strap.
No, see the SBJK 009. Oh, okay. So it comes with the strap as well.
It comes with the strap and the deployment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That
They
takes
said that
me a
added.
bit.
They said they added $1,000 to it. So I don't know. That's an expensive strap, but it is on the deployment. So
Yeah, it still stings, but it takes the sting out a bit. I mean,
Must
that,
mean
that deployant and the strap, I would think costs like $500,
must
maybe
be
400.
must be an endangered species or something for that strap to be $1,000. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, very very cool releases, all U.S. exclusive. If I'm not
Dan,
mistaken.
did you like the blue and black? I didn't like the blue, the light blue, the Tiffany blue. The black I liked. The Jazz
So the Tiffany blue, I love the pattern, the basket weave.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I don't like the case on either of those.
Okay.
It's just they look okay in pictures and video, but I've tried on a bunch of them, and they look weird in person to my eye. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can understand that.
Yeah,
It's
but I'm
the
hoping
same.
they put this pattern in more watches because I love that infinity basket weave. Like it looks great.
Yeah.
It is
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just not a stickler for the color. That's the only thing I wish there was a different shade of blue or like darker. I think it's just I just feel Tiffany blue is
The gold power reserve hand is weird though. I don't like that.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the previous model that came with that pattern.
I'm not. I saw it in the video that he mentioned that it's not a new pattern, but I'm not familiar with which model it was on before.
So this is like the Paris. I'm not gonna pronounce it properly. Vendome.
was
I'm
a-
just gonna say Vendome.
It was that boutique's limited. It was
Yes.
exclusive to that one boutique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are, I think, platinum. I'm not sure.
I like that bet. I was going to say the platinum
Probably.
looks really nice. It's just
Yeah. It's. I
Okay.
mean, looks so good.
wow.
Yeah, but I don't like it on the white because it's so hard to see. I would want it on something with color.
It's not the same. I thought it was the same, but it's not the same.
No, it's not.
Look at that. That's completely different. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Okay. Huh. Okay. Yeah. I
think
prefer
you're
this
right.
one.
I think Joe did say it was used on something else before.
Yeah. Okay. We just got to figure out which one.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I think these are already gone, right?
Yeah.
I think there were only 200 of these, and I think they went pretty quick. That's going to be a very collectible, probably collectible Grand Seiko
They were
down the
gone
road.
day one. Gone day
Yeah.
one.
what about this guy, the Mambu?
I mean, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I see it in person because the color could be really odd or it could look great. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This reminded me of that Matrix style. I don't know if it's the same.
Same pattern.
Same pattern, yeah.
Yeah.
Same pattern, different color. Yeah. Different color.
I wasn't a fan of that Matrix style. It looked a little strange to my eye, and I think
the red one was nice. The red one is nice.
The red one was the wooden floor one, right?
Yeah.
Like the Japanese wooden floor. That one was nice.
I like that one. That one was nice.
That one was beautiful. But the shade of green is not my shade of green. So, let's say hi to everyone one more time in the chat. See what you guys are talking about. Neff was saying, "Is there a purple King Seiko in the show tonight?" Nope. I don't think those are released yet. But
No.
Is that July, right?
yeah, from the, I think so. Um, hey, for more titanium, we're bringing Dan in from the field. I'm wearing a titanium watch in honor of Dan, who I didn't know was coming.
or as we call it, Dantanium.
Titanium, yes, yes. There you go.
We're trying to remove titanium from the periodic table, like put Dan in.
The symbol is now DI.
Yeah,
Right.
DI.
Joey, good to see you here, Joey. Bruce is wearing his Citizen MB 1050-59 blue. Yes. I don't know what that is. It sounds like a diver.
Yeah.
Is that a diver? Do you guys know that one?
I don't know
my
their
Citizen
references.
Yeah. Which, yeah. Grand Seiko and Seiko are really easy to allocate a memory slot towards a picture in your head. But man, that string of numbers, that's hard. Hey, Colin, good to see you. Cowboy Swami did a super chat. Thank you so much. Have you ever read Autobiography of the Yogi? Love the show. I have not.
Nope.
Nope.
No, sir.
I didn't know bears wrote books.
Bears.
Yeah, Yogi the Bear, right?
I didn't know if he was talking about Yogi Berra, who
yeah.
the quote master.
Yeah.
All-time Yankee.
Yeah.
Matthew Davis is on the list for the SBGK 015. Cool.
Nice.
That's exciting. Is that the blue one? That's the blue one, right? Yeah, that is the blue one.
I think so. Yeah.
Cool. Kevin S., good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Look at Joey's coming.
That's so funny.
I'll start memorizing certain references.
Good.
It's good. Kevin also liked the that's the red dial. Wooden teak floor.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. I was actually on the list for that one and slipped through my fingers.
Are those still selling over retail?
I don't think so.
No,
I haven't checked recently, but
Yeah.
there was a blip where it came back down to list price at least,
Right.
maybe a bit under. But yeah. So my AD, they have an SLGA 013 in stock. Do you guys know that one?
Is that the big diver?
No, that's the one that they call the celestial thingy. The black dial with the spring drive movement. It's a tree ring dial watch, but they call it like the celestial skies or something.
Yeah.
So I'm really torn about this guy because I really wanted it.
How much?
9,500 USD. And it's worth it for me. It's totally worth it.
Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it yet, no. But so this is kind of like what I was talking about. It's got that 44 GS case. It's got ever brilliant steel, right? And it's got 12.1 millimeter thickness on a 44 GS case. This is just right.
Good size.
Yeah. And it's got the the new upgraded spring drive movement. So I've been wanting this for a while, like a long time. And the problem though is there's nothing I want to sell in my collection. So it might just slip through my fingers again. I mean, I don't want to get rid of the summer. I really enjoy that watch, the green shades of summer. And I really enjoy the other green watch that I have, the Bioka.
Dan, just keep note of the date and time. It's June 11th, 9:25 p.m.
Kevin S is saying it's
he went to annotate that timing on his diary.
Yeah. Alex is saying, "Do it." It is so beautiful. Um, man, I really like that rose gold hint as well on the logo. It's so special. This watch is
Beautiful.
yeah. Um, maybe I'll get a chance to look at it if I get to make it out there. But yeah, man, I am sad. Okay, well, let's talk about what I was gonna talk about tonight. I was gonna talk about something I've been thinking about a bit recently. It's the uniqueness of a collection, and we kind of been talking about this a little bit, especially when we talked about the blue peacock, how the watch just would not, most likely wouldn't sit well on my wrist, considering the weight and the thickness of that watch. Um, I have experience with something similar, and it just wouldn't work for me, but I know it works for so many other people. Um, and I have a review of the SBGJ 201 on my channel, and I mentioned the thickness. I mentioned also that it doesn't wear as thick as it sounds. Um, but if I were to give a review saying, I can't handle this watch, even someone with a 16 centimeter wrist, there's a chance that they would really enjoy it, even though I have a
Mhm.
16 centimeter wrist, and they might enjoy it for the rest of their lives. And
Mhm.
um, I was thinking about all these reviews and how some people give bad reviews about bad watch, or not bad watches, but bad reviews about watches, and there's just so many variables, and this doesn't just end with watches. It's just everything. Um, and thinking about watch collections, how even though we might have, you know, we're watches that don't work for other people, it's just so interesting how unique a collection can be, for and it's tailored for that person, and the important thing, or the lesson that I learned, is you got to learn who you are, what you like. If you don't know what you like, when you latch yourself on to someone. Say, with me, I've latched on to, say, Evan from You're Terrific, right? And if I go with his favorite watches, now I pick like the 46 millimeter Breitling Navitimer and throw it on my wrist, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed,
Yeah.
or even one of the Panerai that he really likes. Um, if I were to get one of those, just wouldn't work for me. Thankfully, he likes smaller watches, in generally speaking. But if I were to latch myself onto a personality, a YouTube personality, or a blogger, a guy who, I don't know, maybe like Robert Jan Broer from Fratello. If you latch yourself onto something, you're just doing yourself a disservice, and everyone has to really learn what they like, and it's hard, which is why starting off lower end is a good idea. But I was wondering if we could, like, take a look at Chaz's collection, because I'm interested to see what new has come in, because it's been so long since I caught up with you, Chaz, and Dan too. I know Dan has a whole bunch of G-Shocks still, but um, Chaz, what's new with your collection? Do you have a recent state of the collection post or
it,
anything?
it's been a while since I put it all together.
Yeah.
There's this year's been kind of some turnover. I added, I got rid of one of my best watches to get another best watch.
Okay.
When I, yeah,
Can I
go
ask?
ahead.
Do you still have the creamsicle Planet of?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. You
still
still
have
have the
that's as far as I know, that's a keeper.
yeah.
Love that watch. It was my first Omega, and I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had that watch over a year, which is a long time for me. Um, I don't sell a lot, but I do have to. If I make a major purchase, I do sell something to kind of compensate for it. Um, this year, I've started.
So
going
you
more
want to tell
toward,
what you before you go into your favorite that you got into, because Cass just mentioned a very important point. He says, and this is a lot of collectors. This is a unique type of collector. It's not unique, like a unique type is they have a watch, a finite number, and they take one out to put one in, and it's kind of makes it like a watch universe karma, like a a balance of, so to speak. It's like you lose one. So before you go into your what you got in, I think I know what did you have to sacrifice, so to
yeah,
speak?
yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. When I got the big purchase this year was the Paul Side of the Moon. That's a watch me and Bobby have talked about for a couple of years, and he said last year, he said you're going to get the gray side this year. Book it. I remember when he said that to me, and I always had it as a goal, and then it came up, and when I got the opportunity, I really wanted it, but I knew I was going to have to get rid of something, so I got rid of another watch I also loved, the World Timer, Omega World Timer. Um, and that was a real challenge to me because I loved that watch too, but I haven't regretted it for a moment, you know. And so that was one of the situations where you get one in, you have to, I have to take one out. Um, so that's kind of the way I do. If I've added a couple this year that in the lower end that I didn't really exchange anything for. I got a really good deal on a 300-meter Marine Master tuna from a fellow collector. I mean, it was just a really bargain. And then that made me want to go into tunas. Dan influenced me a lot. He had done a lot of research on his tuna. He got the 1,000-meter Marine Master tuna. So I did pick up a Japanese. But what I've noticed as the longer I've gotten into collecting is I'm getting things that are more unique. When I first started out, it was just, that's a pretty watch. I want to buy it, and it was a lot of micro brands, a lot of a lot of entry level stuff, but it wasn't based on any. It's just that one looked good. But the longer and I'm still pretty new in this hobby, but the longer I've gone in, the more I've noticed I'm drawn toward things that are not common.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got the tuna. It was a JDM model that was out of production. I found a new old stock in it. I got the Doxa Army, which was a limited run of 100. And it was made out of ceramic too. So I'm getting watches that are unique materials. It fits me too. Most of the watches I get are bigger. I've got a big wrist. And it's funny. A lot of the watches you get, Sanjay, I love. I think they're gorgeous, and I would love to have them. But they fit me like you were describing that Peacock would fit you. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And there's so many like that I love, but it wouldn't work for me.
Yeah.
So there's 2 or 3 things that determine it. It's the budget. I've got a finite amount of resources that I'm working with, and that's what Bobby's talking about: one in, one out. And then my wrist size and my lifestyle, all those things. But we collect what we're passionate about. That's what. It doesn't matter what you're collecting. You're collecting things you're passionate about. That's what you enjoy. That's what brings you joy. So I don't know if that answers your question. I've gotten a few things in, but I've noticed the things that are coming in are more unique the longer I've been in the hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes sense because the longer you're in the hobby, the more you know what you like.
Yes.
And finding that unique item is so satisfying, right? Like that
Yeah.
Citizen, I've never seen anything like that one before.
Yeah.
It's so cool that it's automatic. It's an automatic Citizen. That in itself is really unusual. And yeah, so just hearing about that, and try did anything leave to make way for that tuna that you got, or
Yeah.
You got to be more aggressive to ask Chaz. You got to pinpoint the questions like, Chaz, you got the Doxa Army, right? What went out to get the Doxa Army?
to get the Doxa Army, I lost my Doxa Sub 300T,
Okay.
which another watch I really liked.
Yes.
But it was in order to bring in the
Yep.
Doxa Army, which was more special to me. I love the Doxa Sub 300T. Orange dial orange is my favorite color. You know, I love that watch, but I had to sacrifice it to get the Doxa Army in. And then someday I hope to get back to 300T. That's not a limited edition. You can always find in. So yeah, that had to leave in order to get the Doxa Army in.
And it's interesting, like you said, when I hear Doxa, the first thing you think about is sub 300, right? Doxa
Mhm.
watch.
Yeah,
But the watch you have with Doxa is an Army watch, which
yeah,
is really not common unless you have this original 70s or those 100 limited edition pieces.
right, right.
Um, and then you were going to say about the Marine Master. That you were going. Did you let go of that? Anything to get that?
Yeah, there was a couple of lower end watches I had that I had a G Shock that I sold. I had um, I think an older Hamilton that I rarely wore that I sold. There was a couple I sold to get rid of that to bring the newest tuna in, and I probably will let go at some point in time of the junior tuna, the 300-meter Marine Master. I probably will and just hang on to um, unless I've also thought maybe I might do a Marine Master sub collection because I've got the Marine Master 300. Um, the traditional SLA 021, I think,
Mhm.
or 29. Uh,
2-1.
anyway, this 21, yeah. And then I've got the Marine Master 300 tuna, the Marine Master 1000 tuna. So it's kind of a neat sub collection.
Yeah.
Um, you know, so anyway, that I don't know if I'm boring you.
No, no, no. Hey, no. But that's really fascinating. So you are a dive watch enthusiast, right? And like you can see, you know what you like, right?
Yeah.
And a similar thing with me. Like I'm like I've gone full grain Seiko, and I'm really happy, and I know that there are two things coinciding here. I don't know if it's because I've gone full grain Seiko, or if it's the fact that I'm so busy at home that I haven't had a lot of time to ponder about stuff. I know you're going through this too now, Bobby, and so you don't really have a lot of time to think about watches, and so you don't really feel like selling or moving on and getting more or changing your collection up, nuking it like I've done a couple of times. And so maybe it's that so it's not really a fair experiment, I guess, um, since there are two variables. But I what I feel right now is I'm really content with my collection, and it's all Grand Seiko, um, except for the King Seiko, and it's just a nice place to be, um, and it just kind of represents me. Like if you look at my collection, you can probably tell that I'm not too environmentally active. I've got one dive watch. Um, and I guess you could tell that I sit at a desk all day. Um, I mean that I'm a little nuts. Uh, but and yeah, so it's a little obsessive, it's just it's a unique collection. Bobby, with your collection, you've got all the different colors.
Before you go to my collection, Sanjay, your collection here.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if you correct me if I'm wrong, you used to have only Grand Seiko at one point in time, right? Originally, like the beginning, you had 3 white dial
I don't think so.
I had a sub Lorenzico collection, but I had
collection.
other watches though, like
Was it
other
all
brands.
Japanese watches, or was it all
No,
okay?
I
All
think
right.
I
So
had. Sorry, go ahead.
is this the first time you were only having Japanese watches?
There was a point where I decided to do all Grand Seiko, but I didn't follow through with it completely.
Okay. Okay.
So I still had a Tudor in the collection, and then I went
Okay.
Omega, and then I had Omega Grand Seiko, Oris, Omega. Oris was always kind of peppered in there. Um, and yeah, so this is like the first time. I still have Seikos, but I consider that under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and Dan, I keep thinking of your G Shocks. I know you got some really cool watches like the Bulgari, right? The Octo
Mhm.
Finissimo. Is it the Finissimo or
It's not a finissimo; it's
or-
pre-finissimo,
okay?
but it's still pretty thin. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that still titanium though?
Yep.
Huh?
Titanium.
Yeah.
Is that a question, Sanjay? That's, that's so
Oh,
beautiful.
that's so cool. Yeah. That is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And sorry, I kind of glossed over Bobby's collection with all the different colors. Um,
But I think going to Dan, I think Dan this year has done more with his watch. Would you say this year has been more active than last year?
Yeah. I mean,
Tremendously. Yeah.
my mechanicals is just kind of ridiculous this year. I feel like these are the mechanicals that I added this year.
Wow.
Gotta get my face
Yeah.
out of it.
The Weiss. I see the Weiss there.
Yeah, the
Beautiful Weiss watch.
Weiss, Cocktail
Cocktail Time.
Time, King Turtle, and then the Bulgari. So, and then like 5 G-Shocks. Like, so it's
Didn't you get a
I'm done.
Oh, you already had the Pelagos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
That was from Joey.
It was mine. Then I sold it to him. Then I bought it back.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
funny how everything's going back to the original. Like, Sanjay, you're trying to get a Grand Seiko collection. It came back to you.
Yeah.
Dan got a Pelagos. It came back to you. Sold it. Came back to him. It's always that original love of um, the watches that our first choices are usually where we try to our original without this. That's why I don't like. And I just want to say a couple of words about influencers.
Hmm.
Because I think influencers have been more watch influencers. I would say have been more active in the last 3 years than any time. I mean, like before 3 years, nobody was going to say you should buy this. You'd have like friends or something saying, okay, maybe get this, but not like media or saying this is a better watch or whatever. There was no hierarchy. There was no buy this because it's better, blah blah blah, or
Hmm.
comparisons. You know what I mean? So you had a originality in your choices, and I think that's getting less and less, especially to new people who are coming into this thing. They're being, I shouldn't say, unless you have a strong resolve, you're going to be kind of brainwashed. You to think, okay, Tudor, Rolex, don't get if or those are the standards or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
unless you have some, do your own research, I would say, and then watch if you want to watch the video reviews. And that's why I like Tim also. He doesn't say anything about he just tries to the specs and the dial and everything, and he doesn't say why this is better than the other watch or anything like that. And now his company, and I shouldn't say his company, the company he works for, tries to bring out more content by doing some comparison videos. That was recently. Of course, that's
Mhm.
because of the watch influencer world. But um, if you look to 5, 10, 6, 7 years ago, it was just these grainy videos of him holding a watch, and that's what I love about that's what made me um, not like the settings where we're in right now, especially to new watch collectors. I think the three of you have had enough experience not to be bought into those things, but I'm just worried about the new collectors out there.
Yeah. And a big push or big drive, not even now, but from before, is to check all the boxes, right? Um,
Yep.
that's one of the traps that you fall into, especially as a new collector. You're gonna be told, hey, you need a dress watch for that one time you wear a suit, or you know, you need a dive watch, you need a field watch, you need chronograph, a complication, a high complication,
Mhm.
A
and
Flieger.
yeah, Flieger.
Yeah,
There you go.
for your private plane, you gotta have the pilot watch. Yeah. I mean, like
Yep.
all these things are.
Exactly.
It's nice to know when you're this thing, but there's no bucket list. It's your list, right?
Right.
Your list can have one, or you can have 20. I don't or 100. It's just I don't know. It's just frustrating to see a lot of people um, going that route. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people we're probably the exception to the rule.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
I was in that. I was in that hole of having to try and check off the boxes. Um and it's refreshing to come out of it and to, you know, like laser in on what you really like and just go for it, you know.
Yeah.
Just take off after it, and who cares what everyone else says, or not everyone
Yeah.
else, but
The
whoever
big
else is.
problem the big problem with trying to fill every box is that you wind up buying watches you don't truly love.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
um
And people are afraid to buy those type of watches that are not mainstream,
Yeah.
just for concerns of not people not liking it. Like Sanjay, you said, who cares? A lot of people care, I guess, what other people think,
Yeah.
and
that's true. Yeah.
especially if you're putting on Instagram or something like that, you want the likes or whatever. Um, you might not get it if you're posting up you know, a brand that's not mainstream.
Hmm.
It's just the thing. You might be a person who loves the brand, but is afraid to buy it just because of concerns of public opinion.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, I think it's good not to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So basically, what I mean is, it's good to have like a mentor, or someone who can kind of guide you through, if you're really new to the hobby, help you avoid those landmines, basically, in a semi objective way. Like, maybe it doesn't happen to be that the like, if the mentor doesn't have to like every watch that you like, or something like that, it would be good to have someone talk you through the process of, if this is something that you really want, or if it is something you should avoid and wait, you know um like like, if you're planning to buy an homage watch, let's say a copy watch. What I mean is copy watch. um if you have a mentor that says, hey, I know it seems like you will never buy this watch, or you'll never get there, um but wait, just wait, and don't buy that Speedmaster homage. Don't buy that Submariner homage. Um, just wait. And so it's good to have that mentor, right? Um, so that you don't ruin the Submariner for yourself, or the Speedmaster for yourself, if that's what you really want. Um,
I don't know if I agree with that.
no,
Because
I was
please.
gonna, yeah, I was gonna say that it's
if you're
really hard to
brand
set.
new,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're a 20
If
year
you're
old
brand
something.
new, yeah. If you're
They're not
brand
gonna
new
wait.
and you don't have the budget, if you don't have the budget to keep spending that kind of money, I think buying a Steinhardt instead of a Submariner to get the experience to see if you really like that style, because it might not suit you. Like, what if you waited 2 years and got the Submariner and now you realize that it's not for you?
That's a
Right.
that's a that's a good counter argument right there. The other thing is, you know, like I was going to say, like a 20-year-old person's not going to wait
Yeah.
to buy what they're. I mean, our impulses even
Yeah,
now is like
yeah,
we can't sometimes hold it. So they
Yeah.
really want to watch, they're going to buy a watch. Now the other question thing is to give them, as a person who might, if you're mentoring, is to give alternatives, right? I'm not saying, and
yeah,
this is just like that might be something
yeah.
like something that's true, like a not an homage watch, or but if they really like the look of like a Rolex, and if they want to get an Invicta, I mean, if they don't want to have the look of it, I mean, you shouldn't say no to that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you would say this is, this might be a better, this Hamilton or this, Seiko might be a better true horology. But then some people, if they're a true I should say true watch collector. I should say the word true watch collector. But if they're a watch collector and if they really like horology, they might want to go that way. But if they like design and look, they might go like what Dan was saying, Steinhardt or Invicta or any other homage watch. I'm not, saying anything against that either. It's just
Well, I would almost think that if that person were to wait and get an alternative, so not like a direct copy, but like somewhat of an alternative. Like, if you want an AP Royal Oak, I I know there's a point where this, not an analogy, but this conversation kind of breaks, or this my argument kind of completely breaks with like really vintage looking watches, or watches that go for millions of dollars, or hundreds of thousands of dollars. My argument completely shatters. There's nothing that you can do about that. Like,
Right,
you can't expect someone to buy a Zeitwerk, right?
right.
No matter how long they work, you
But
can't
you
just
could argue,
assume.
You could argue
Uh,
for an Aquas instead of a Submariner.
right. Yes. Or like a Maurice Lacroix instead of an AP Royal Oak, or AP Royal
Right.
Oak is kind of getting up there too. But um, yeah, so uh, I would say if you do push, like, as a mentor, if you do direct someone towards an alternative rather than an homage, that person might find that this style of watch is not for them before actually getting to the Submariner, let's say. Like I thought I was super into dive watches, but I found, hey, I'm not into dive watches. I really wanted the Submariner. I got the Tudor Black Bay 58, all sorts of similar alternatives, and hey, dive watches aren't for me. Dress watches are my thing, and I never have to own a Submariner. Like I if I had if it turned out that I really wanted the Submariner, like, say I still really want to protect Calatrava, right? Um, if I got an homage, I mean, Calatrava is a bad example because it's just a really plain watch for the most part.
Mhm.
Um, but if I got a direct copy of the one I specifically wanted, um, I'd feel like I kind of sullied that experience, or that I may or may not get to. But I don't really love the Calatrava enough to buy it now, um, but yeah, that's kind of where my argument was going, and it completely shatters once you hit a certain price point. But yeah,
I had
But
this experience recently. Someone new to the hobby, and you have to be careful because, like, I mean, like he was like coming to me for advice, so I was kind of like mentoring him.
yeah,
And it's easy to become a gatekeeper and just be like, oh, don't buy this, it's crap, or it's or also kind of like pushing your own preferences onto someone else who doesn't know
hmm
anything about watches. So
hmm
like he showed me an IWC Mark 18, and he was like, oh, I like this style of watch, pilot, very simple.
hmm
So I sent them a bunch of that style of watch, and he didn't even pick anything that I suggested to him. He wound up getting a Longines Spirit.
hmm.
So I mean, um, and he asked me, oh, how about this? And I was like, oh yeah, that one's great, and then, especially for the money and value, and he's super happy with it now.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Yeah,
and I think that's
yeah,
where, like Dan was saying, like the person who's buying has to do their own research. Some
Right.
yeah,
people prepare for an exam and read, for weeks on end. Some people just say, I just want this or this,
yeah,
and if they want other options, as people who've collected before, I think we should, and this is where Dan was highlighting, is we should not put our own preferences onto them. It's really
yeah,
hard to do that, especially if
yeah,
somebody asks me about this thing, chronograph. I'm going to say Speedmaster, but I
yeah,
have to say there's Navitimers, there's Daytonas, there's
yeah,
you know lower, like the Longines, all these other these things. And another people, like the first thing I usually ask a person is what's more important, your budget? Is it there's got to be something that's like a cutoff. I can't go beyond this, or it has to be a Rolex, or it has to be something. There's got to be a thing that they have to spot on, and then go down from there.
Hmm.
So I usually, majority of people who I talk to is probably the budget, and then we try to go alternatives. But it's hard. It's interesting to talk to, but it's really really hard not to be biased.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Uh, it's just impossible, I guess. But we had to restrain ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the sign of a good mentor, right? Someone who's looking out for the best for that individual rather than for themselves. And it's hard to pull yourself out of that perspective.
But on the other hand, you can stress about buying smart.
Right.
So like they shouldn't go about buying I'm not like a Breitling at retail. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be like, dude, stop that. You want
yeah,
like that's where
right,
you have to intervene. But like other than
right,
that, like there's smart, because I've had people buy things that they shouldn't have done, and lost money because they didn't like the watch, or they wanted to sell it and then
right.
they lost some money.
hmm Well, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. I keep saying hi, but I mean check in on the chat. um, I have been neglecting you guys. I'm sorry about that. Um,
Did you see Kevin's? I just want to highlight Kevin's. I don't know if Kevin mentioned Chaz's collection strategy. I think it's pulled up
let's
here.
see, Kevin, this one here. Chaz first starting out. Pretty watch. I want it.
Yep.
Chaz now.
Yep.
Pretty watch, but very expensive.
Yep.
Evolution of watch collecting.
Chaz choose watch box. You are all infinitely valuable, but one of you has to go. That's what got me.
That's good. Yep. There it is. Uh, Joey's so true. Automatic citizen, is that really a thing? It's like the Miata movement never existed. I I know the Miata movement exists, but it's like you see so much eco drive. You kind of forget about Miata, you know?
Right.
Not that either or is bad. Eco drive is incredible. Especially how they can get really intricate dials and really solid colored dials, you know, without having to play tricks on the eye.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like Cartier, they had to make the solar panel the indices on their
Right.
solar beat, right?
Right.
Citizen doesn't have to play those games.
Yeah.
It's just they have incredible dials and they get the power in there. I don't know how they do it. Um, let's see. Carl says Citizen Chronomaster is better than Grand Seiko. It's accurate to plus or minus 5 seconds here. Amazing finish, and it's Eco Drive. Grand Seiko it's really puzzling how they don't.
Should I ban him right now?
No. We're free speech. You know, this is not a dictatorship. But really interesting how Grand Seiko doesn't go the solar route. That you know, a lot of people are asking for that, but maybe in the future. Kevin is saying Grand Seiko to his Sanjay to his Grand Seiko ED. You complete me. Easy Clayton, glad I'm not on this panel. The legal counsel would have had a field day. Collection burnt down. Oh, Easy Clayton had a really cool pickup. My dream pickup. Congrats, man.
That's the
Bobby
shade of
Arden.
green you like, right?
Yes, it is the shade of green. Sands of Time, Sam. Good to see you. Is asking if I would consider Oris now. I do, and I am. I'm so close on that Pro Pilot X titanium, the smaller one, the 38 mil.
What color?
I like the gray.
Okay.
Blue's okay. Definitely not the salmon. Salmon's a little odd. But yeah, I just wish they had done applied indices or something to give that dial a little bit of depth. I
Yeah.
think that would have sold me. But
Have you handled it?
yes.
Do you like the bracelet?
I do. I do like the bracelet. It kind of gave me Moser Streamliner vibes. Not
Oh,
not a
wow.
lot, but you know, a little bit.
Wow.
I could see
Okay.
that.
No, I mean, yeah.
I haven't. I saw it. It was kind of. I was just a little interested about the clasp area.
Yeah, seatbelt buckle, right?
Yeah.
Let me pull this up. Oh,
The mechanism is very nice. I've tried.
yes.
I've tried that class before.
Very, very satisfying.
Yeah.
So I know it doesn't look like the Streamliner, right? Like not even close, but give me a vibe of that.
It's like a glaucoma streamliner.
Glaucoma. Yeah.
Glaucoma.
It's like a it's like a Kevin O'Leary, Patek Philippe Nautilus ripoff, you know.
Yeah. The brew.
Now I understand.
Yeah, brew.
From the Ors Maison.
Yes. course, a legendary maison. They've been around for 140 years.
Good to add to your collection.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Grand Seiko Collection. Uh, let's see. BJ is asking if anyone will be picking up the skinny turtle.
I think
I
they look
probably will.
good.
Keith. Hopefully, Keith. Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully Keith.
Hopefully, Keith.
I probably will as well.
Oh wow! I thought
It's really nice. Have you seen the skinny turtle? It's a recent
no,
release.
I thought you just mentioned 30 minutes ago that you were happy with your collection.
Oh yeah, this would be like a, you know,
For the
side
channel.
It's for the channel.
kind of yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a lasting part of it. But.
Someone
Okay.
made a really good nickname for it that I thought should catch on.
Yeah.
It's not really a turtle. It's not really a Willard. It kind of looks like somewhere in between like a chopped off Willard. So instead of a Captain Willard, you call it Lieutenant Willard.
That's good.
That's a good one actually.
Not too long ago they had a mini turtle. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I mean, it doesn't look like it, but it's kind of there. Guess it would be this. It's the replacement for the mini turtle. But I'm gonna skip down on the chat because it's about closing time. Let's see. Hey, we got oil money here. We're very disappointed by whoever painted the wall.
That was me myself, and that's why I'm disappointed in myself. I think I said in the last chat, right, Sanjay?
Yes, you
I
did.
got a once of the. Well, probably don't have that much time with the baby, but
Yeah, just hang a picture up.
yeah, hang a picture.
That's what I do. Wilson saying Breitling at retail is bad. Recently, though, it's kind of getting harder to get discounts. I mean, that's across the board, but
yeah.
I mean, I think you should buy a Rolex Daytona at retail, right? The Kevin S's comment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yes.
Good advice.
Mentors are a very important part of the process too. I mean, when I haven't mentioned pens in a long time, but Marcus's mentorship was really useful for me.
Have you seen Marcus recently with the pens, or was that
Not
just
recently?
a flurry of pen exchanges for like 2 months?
Yeah, I just went ham with the pens for a while, and then the baby came out, and
I understand.
no real
Contact with the outside world.
Yeah, but I know I'm pulling my pen out here, but this pen is so good. I just can't imagine writing with anything else. Like I don't even use my my Chaz pen anymore.
But we're still pen bros.
We're still pen bros, yes.
Remember, I see. I was influenced by you guys, and I got a pen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do I have it here?
The
I'll try to
Sherlock
see if I have it.
Holmes.
Yeah, the Sherlock Holmes one. Somewhere here.
Yeah. Mont Blanc. It's so cool. That's such a cool pen, man.
Yeah, I still use it. Yeah, there we go. Should try to influence Dan here.
I have the purple here. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, look at
if
this.
you're watching this later.
Yeah. Dad's like, can you do this?
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. I think we're losing it, but some great comments here. I do go back and read the chat after it gets posted. I'm so sorry that we couldn't quite keep up with it, but I do appreciate you all. You guys are the best, and I love reading through the chat during the post stream. So everyone, I hope you have a great week ahead. You guys are infinitely valuable, as you know. You guys don't have anything coming up that you want to promote or talk about?
I'm in Cell Straps, still in the pre Father's Day sale. call me daddy for 25% off. So you need to get that in before Father's
Oh
Day,
my
all you dads
God.
out there. So
Yeah.
wanted to get that in.
Mhm. There's still a formula shortage out there, just FYI, Sanjay.
What shortage?
Formula shortage. That's
Oh.
the only thing I just want to shout out.
Yeah.
The formula companies are listening to this stream. All right.
Yeah. Great haircut, by the way, Bobby.
You know, I did this because I probably next haircut is in 3 months. At the
Yeah.
time, that's what
I hear you.
the wifey said. Yeah, take as much as you can take off. Great.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Dan, got anything?
No,
By G-Shock.
Right, G-Shock.
I have enough.
Let me say one more thing, Sanjay, before we
Yeah,
leave. I think one of the things that makes watch collecting so good is friends to share it with. And I think this hobby would not, and most collecting, it's true of that. You gather around people who also collect those things, and it makes the experience so much more joyful. So I appreciate all the friends I've met in this hobby. It's made it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
my
absolutely.
best advice to guys getting into hobby: find you a watch buddy. That's as important as getting a good watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. It's really hard to talk to a watch. It's better to talk to people about watches.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't talk to my wife all the time about the watches because she'd just glaze over, and YouTube channel was my outlet, and then I met all you guys. which
My
is
wife
great.
bought earbuds just to, if I start talking about something, it's enough.
Yeah. And Joey's asking for Chaz to be a regular. Chaz and everyone, always welcome. Just send me a message. And I post a link too. So, all right, guys. Kind of rambling here. So, have a great night, everyone. See you guys next week.
Thanks, everybody.